Hello, everyone. Miranda Khan here. And joining me once again is Rosemary Denney. She is the president of Wealth Matters Consulting, and it's always a pleasure to have you on. So let's talk about cutting through all that noise. So, Rosemary, as you know, I have been in news a very long time. A lot of people are afraid to turn on the news. Some people watch too much news. It can be very overwhelming. People don't know what to believe. What advice do you have for advisors? Because I would think this would be a great opportunity for them to reach out to their clients and build that kind of relationship and build that level of trust when people are inundated with so much information. It just like it becomes noise.
Absolutely. We would encourage our advisors not to be intimidated by the amount of news that's out there, but rather to really think creatively about how to create news and information that's developed specifically for their clients, their prospects, and their constituency. We would encourage them to really think about what are the questions that they're getting on an everyday basis. And that is the best place to start when you're thinking about the content to produce. What are you hearing from your clients? What are you hearing from your prospects? What are you hearing from them on an everyday basis that's going to really help you to answer their specific challenges, their specific questions and concerns?
Yeah, and I would think, right now, as everyone, what's on the minds of everyone right now is money. Do you have any advice as far as when it comes to cutting through that noise is how they should do it? Like, are there particular platforms they should use, or should they vary it up, vary their portfolio, if you will?
Typically, advisors often, they always default to writing the typical, 3 or 4 page commentary. It's a market regurgitation. But what we'd encourage is get creative with it, get playful with it. Produce a video where you're interviewing some of your top managers and answering questions about what's going on specifically in your clients' portfolios. We would say, feel free to start a podcast for your clients and your prospects to really deep dive into what's happening in the markets on an everyday basis. There's also brief social media snippets that you can put out there, leading people to your website to sort of provide information when people are looking for it, and that can be consumed whenever your clients and whenever your prospects are ready to consume that.
So, Rosemary, why would you say now in particular is it more important to cut through the noise and reach out to your clients?
Well, we can see it in our everyday lives. We're consuming news more and more. We're anxiously looking at the computer. We're anxiously checking our emails. We're anxiously looking at social media. But we can also tell on the back end, the website metrics that we're seeing have increased significantly. In fact, we're seeing more than a 30% increase in web traffic across the back end of our clients' websites. We're seeing more than 25% increase in readership of the emails that we're sending out. And we're also seeing significant increases in social media consumption of information as well.
You gave some examples on how advisors can be creative with how they transmit that information, other than just doing the traditional email. You mentioned podcasts. Can you give an example of what has been like the best way to cut through the noise, the most creative way that you've found here in recent weeks?
One of the most interesting things I've seen is a simple fireside chat. We've had examples of where advisors will have a guest speaker in these conversations. It's great to have an outside perspective, and then they really get to broaden the information spectrum because it's somebody else's opinion. You're going to show your audience that you don't know everything, that you value external perspectives, and that you're really focused on pulling together expert speakers for their benefit.
During this COVID-19, again, we've said that this is unprecedented times, but this also seems like an opportunity for advisors to connect with their clients in a way that they haven't before, and to cut through that noise and create that trust factor, if you will. Am I right on that?
So what we're seeing right now is that people are seeking connections in a lot of different ways. And so sort of providing a platform for these conversations is going to really allow people to feel connected to you It's going to really deepen their understanding of how you can help them. It's going to help them to feel connected to other people who are like them, who are experiencing the same challenges, the same fears, the same concerns about their financial livelihood. And I think that providing the opportunity for that connection is really where you're going to see a deepening of relationships.
Well, thank you for connecting with us. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Miranda. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rosemary.